I am back up on the spot where earlier this year Jeff and I came in, and because of these big boulders, the water going between these boulders has washed out a section that for years, ever since I've been coming in here, this has been a gravel bar, and we now have exposed bedrock. Well, Jeff was digging right in here, and I was digging right over here. Well, I found a couple of nice pieces, not real big, but nice pieces, in that hole, and I can't remember if I think Jeff found gold too. The problem is the water was too high then, and we both had water seeping into our hole, which made it virtually impossible to go any deeper. So it's the end of the year, it's freezing cold right now. I can't believe I almost left the sweatshirt at the truck because I thought, well, I'm going to be hiking and the sun's going to come out. And, well, I just got here after the hike and I'm still cold. And I probably got another good hour before the sun hits me. And it looks like we have clouds forming. So it may be cold down here all day. Okay, well, my plan today, and I want you guys to appreciate my self-control. I never turned my metal detector on once coming in here. But I guarantee you it's going to be on going out. Now, I'm going to dig my hole, see if I can get down a little deeper, see if we got the best of it or the worst of it. And if we're not finding anything, and Jeff couldn't make it today, he wasn't feeling good, and he wants me to check his hole if I can. So I'm going to check both these holes. If we're not doing too good, then we're going to grab the metal detector and we're going to hit some of this bedrock that's exposed right now, because they're talking the day after tomorrow start raining, and it looks like there's possible rain for the next 2 weeks. So I'm thinking this is the last day I'm going to be able to get to this spot. Okay, well, enough of the jabbering. Let's find some gold. Okay, well, this is the hole I was working on. This is a boulder, bedrock, boulder, and it's heading down. And I did hit the bottom, but it kept filling up with water, and I couldn't really tell how we were doing. Now, I found very little gold in the gravel going down. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to just dig gravel, stockpile it, and let's get to the bottom as quickly as we can, because that's where the best gold is. And then if we find some fine gold on the bottom, then we may come back and work some of this gravel. Okay, I'm going to grab my equipment and let's dig a hole. There's a couple of things here I wanted to show you real quick that's really good. Now, this rock, there's several of them. These rocks in here, let me give you a close-up of this. Now, a lot of times I'll talk about gravel that looks good to me. And this is a prime example of gravel that looks good to me. You can see this rock, how shiny it is. Only a very dense stone will shine up. And so, you know, by the color and the shine, you could tell it's a really heavy rock. And I'm digging out quite a few of them. So the heavies travel together, so hopefully we're in the right spot. Okay, back to digging. Okay, well, I'm down, well, I'm pretty sure you can't see down in the dark hole, but I'm down on the bedrock now. And this is just the gravel just scooped up off of the surface of the bedrock. And I'm gonna take this down and pan it, see if I missed anything last time. Actually, I think I'm gonna switch over to my green pan, a little larger. Okay, I'll be right back, see if there's any gold in there. Nothing, not even a speck. And I'll tell you what, there's some bedrock over here, not far that's exposed it. I've never metal detected it, because the water's down really low. And I was thinking about wading across the creek and giving that a shot later on, and I'm here to tell you, nope, that ain't happening. That water is cold. Okay, back to digging. Well, I hate to say it, but I think we're pretty much done on this hole. The bottom is starting to round off, and the only sharp catch I've found in here so far is the one I've already cleaned out. And I've done 3 pans out of here and haven't found so much as a speck of gold. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to jump up and take a quick look at Jeff's, see what he was doing there, and maybe dig there a little. Well, after taking a look at the area where Jeff was working, I'm not sure where he started and stopped. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the metal detector and just detect that whole chunk of bedrock he was working on and see if we can find any targets, and then if we can, go after those. Well, it sounds like we got a target right here. There's one right here, and there's a nice little crack right there. Then there's one over here. This one sounds like iron, but there's a nice little catch there that looks like that was in water when Jeff was here. I can see where he's cleaned these cracks right in here. Okay, well, let's grab the tools and do a little digging. There's not much gravel in there, but there's enough to hide a piece of gold. I'm guessing Jeff cleaned this out, but it probably had water in it, and he was unable to see these little rocks down in there. And if you have a rock that's that big, it could have a piece of gold nearly that big under it. I don't know if you can see anything in there, but it turned out to be quite a crack, but I found the target, and it was down in there pretty good, and it looks like an old nail. Now, I didn't see any gold when I was digging it out, but we got to take it down and pan it out, but just for a little crack that looked like it had no gravel at all in it, look at the amount of gravel we got out of that. Now, to be perfectly honest with you, if it hadn't have been for this target, I would not have dug that crack out. Okay, let's see if we got any gold. Well, we're on the board. We got us a piece of gold. Not a very big piece of gold, but the good thing about this piece of gold, I dug it out of Jeff's hole. Let me show you. And no, just not getting a piece of gold. You can see here's a nail we dug out of there, and a little gold. Not real big, but it's a chunky little piece. Okay, well, I'm gonna suck this up in a snuffer bottle. Then we're gonna dig this other crack out and see what that target is. Okay, thought I'd turn the camera on and give you an update. I've been metal detecting. I should have never turned the detector on, but I still haven't dug out this target. But I've dug out 2 smaller targets, and they were little pieces of wire. So I haven't found any more gold, but the good news is the sun finally hit the river. I think I might live. All right, I think I'm gonna jump on this hole right now, dig that out, and hopefully I got another neener for Jeff. Well, I've been digging on this hole for a good hour. I've stopped, I ate lunch, took my sweatshirt off. It's actually getting really warm right now. But I see my few hours of sunlight are about to come to an end because the sun's getting behind the hill and the shade's coming this way. But anyway, this hole gone down and the crevice looks really good. It's really packed. Problem is, it's dropping back down into the water, and looking at the water level up here and the water level in my hole, I can get the water out for a second, but it flows right back in, just like I was dealing with earlier. So I've dug as much gravel out of this as I can. I've got to the best part, I think. We want to go any further on this, we're going to have to bring the high banker in. So I'm going to take this pan of gravel down right now and pan it out. I don't have a whole lot of gravel, but should be good gravel. All right, I'll be back in a couple. Well, I got that panned out, and I'm here to tell you, if the lead in this pan was gold, we would be doing really good. We do have some gold in here. It's our best pan by far, but let me show you that. Okay, I tried to get the lead on one side. This is all the lead, and here's our gold. There's a couple of nice little pickers in there. It's all chunky stuff. Problem is now that I really want to dig on that some more, but it's going to be tough. I'm going to dig on it some more. I'm going to stick the detector down there too, see if there's any more targets. But the good thing is we now know where the pay streak is, or at least where the lead's traveling. And there's, this one piece, that's a nice hunk of lead. That'd be a half-ounce nugget. So this is what we're looking for, except we just want it gold colored. So now all we have to do is line that point up with my other point where I got gold out of, and then we kind of got a line to go by, and then any cracks and crevices in that line, we'll dig out and see if we can find any gold in them. Okay, I'm going to clean this up and then do a little more digging. Well, I just checked the hole with the metal detector, and there is a really loud target down there. So I'm going to grab the tools, and we're going after it, because I'm not leaving this hole till there's no more targets there. I've been digging on this hole. I'd show you the hole, but the way the sun is, it's dark, and you're not going to be able to see anything. Plus, it's full of water again now. But I finally got the target out. The bad news is, I didn't see a piece of gold as I was digging it out. So I'm not sure what our target is, but it's in the pan. So I'm going to take it down and pan it. I'll be right back. Well, I got her panned out, and I found our target, which is a piece of, I think, cast iron or something. There's a whole bunch of pieces in here. But in with it, there's one, our nicest piece yet, and that's it. Not so much as a speck other than this one little picker. Let me show you. Well, you can see here all this iron. Apparently I busted it up trying to get it out of there, and our one little picker. We spent way longer on one hole than I wanted to today. I probably got 2.5 hours digging on this thing because it's in the water. I should have known better to go off and leave it, but I know after the first rain this is going to be underwater, and it would drive me crazy all winter long. But at least we did get something out of the hole. Well, right now I got to pack up and we got to get out of here because the sun is over quite a ways. We got one heck of a hike to get out of here. And don't ask me how, but I'm beat after digging that hole. Okay, I'll see you back at the house. And yeah, I might detect my way out. If I find anything, I'll turn the camera on. Well, I'm not sure how well it's going to work because I got the camera sitting on a rock. Yeah, I know I'm lazy, but I didn't want to dig out all the gear. But I told you if I found anything, I'd turn the camera back on. And I just found another piece of gold, kind of small, but it's gold. I'll show you that in a second. And then I'm going to show you the crack I dug it out of, because the crack is virtually non-existent. So, and I'm going to be hand holding the camera, so it's probably going to be shaky. Old guy thing. Okay, let me show you the gold, then the crack. Okay, here's that piece of gold. Nothing to write home about, but nice chunky little piece. Now that piece of gold is right down in here, right in this crack. And I mean, there's virtually no gravel. Now, there's a couple more pieces of gravel in here I'm going to clean out. And I figured I'd do that while I got the camera running, just in case there's another piece of gold in there. Nope. Okay, well, I'm going to check this with the detector, throw that in the bottle, and no more targets. We're back to hiking. Okay, well, I'm not even sure if I'm in the picture frame because I got the camera so far away I can't see it. But that's the closest rock that I could set the camera up on. Now, the reason I stopped here, I shut the metal detector off a long time ago. I'm going to give you a shot here of where I'm standing and where the creek is. But what's really interesting is right here behind me is a boil hole. And I've often wondered, is this a boil hole that the Indians used to grind acorns in, or did they grind this hole here? Now this tree, big tree right here, is an acorn tree, and acorns are sitting all over the place. So I'm sure the Indians were in here grinding in this hole. Okay, let me show you the creek and this hole. Okay, I am standing right by the hole, and I don't know, it's hard to tell, but that creek is a good 40 feet down there. Now, what makes me think they used this was this is just a flat rock. I mean, it's a really flat rock. The tree is right here. Actually, there's several of them. You know, I am like 99% sure that they ground acorns in that hole. The whole reason why I stopped to show you that is I am fascinated by history. I'm a history nut. And to me, this is really cool. A lot of people, it's just a hole in a rock. But to me, it's really cool. Okay, I'm going to pack everything up. And yeah, I am going to take a quick look around to see if I can find the stone they used. I kind of doubt it. But if I do, I'm going to put it in the hole and bury everything up. Okay, I'm packing the camera up and we're at the base of the hill, heading up to the truck. I'm pretty darn sure I'll see you at the house. Made it back to the house, and yeah, you guessed it, next day. I looked around for that grinding stone a little bit and didn't find it. And another thing I want to let you know is the sound on this video, actually my last several videos, has been pretty bad. And I keep forgetting to order a new mic for my sound system. And I just finished ordering that mic, so hopefully that problem is going to be cleared up. Okay, well, got the gold cleaned up. And that took basically no time at all because we found no fine gold this trip out. But let's jump over to the scale and see how we did. Okay, the first thing I want to do is how we do on the lead. 11 grams lead. Now let's weigh our largest nugget first. And we have 1.0656 grams. And now the rest of the gold. And we ended up with 2.85 grams. Almost 3 grams. I'm okay with that. And the best part of this is that most of that gold came out of where Jeff was digging. So I get to call Jeff and neener them. Okay, well, that's pretty much all I got on this one. So I'm going to cut this short, get out of here, and you guys have a wonderful day.